I brought this. Welcome to the Mr. and Mrs. Mr. Podcast Show, where I am your host, Mr., aka Jeffrey Mr. And right beside me, well, kind of right beside me on this other Zoom, is my wife of 15 plus years, 2 kids, and she tried to drive me a whole bunch of crap. Hello.
Mrs. Mr., aka Dana Mr., and together we are the Misters.
Yeah. Today, have you ever thought about the D word? I'm not
divorce.
Divorce is something. I know it's a heavy topic out here in this thing. We're gonna make it like we're gonna talk real. And you wonder, man, I'm sick of this person that I'm with right now. I'm sick of this joke. I'm about to leave them. I'm about to go. I'm about to get out of here. What do you do in those moments? And today we have a special guest, a person who's been through that already, who's able to move and give us some insight to people who are still in relationships, still married. I want to introduce comedian, father, ex-husband, all around good guy. Give it up for Jowa Horn. Give it up for Jowa Horn.
How y'all doing? What's the podcast?
Listen, the Mr. and Mrs. Mr. Podcast. Let's do it.
A lot of
it's a lot of Let's get them out with the Mr. and Mrs. Mr. Podcast. Available, like I said, YouTube. Hit that subscribe button too while you make your Go ahead and click that. Go ahead. We're talking about real topics over here. All season long. Go back and watch those episodes. Yeah. And if you ever thought about, right? You've been in a relationship, raise your hand if you ever thought about, I'm finna leave this joker. This is it. This is it. Keep your hand down. Because you should not be able to.
This is it, Lord Jesus.
This is it. And we're not promoting anything to get anybody to be divorced. We want to help out for people who are thinking about that. What is that process like? And especially most time, men don't get a chance to have a voice in those situations. We don't know what happened to the men. You think men get divorced? You see Kanye?
Lies you tell.
You see Kanye? We see Kanye with his new girl, and we see what's going. And it's a whole different platform.
That's a plot.
But men be hurting though. Men be hurting. And we always wonder why.
Amen.
Your grandfather died 30 years before your grandma. Huh? Did I say something?
You're hitting them.
So, okay, kick it off. Let's go ahead and kick it off, right? I want y'all to tell me the first couple that comes to mind. When you think of a good marriage, fictional or non-fictional, who comes to mind? Real quick. First thing pop in your mind. Who y'all see?
The Huxtables.
Yep.
For me, is my pastor died, but it was Bishop David Grayson and his wife.
Okay. Grayson. For sure. Mine, the first person is Martin and Gina. Like I love Martin and Gina, man. And now Martin has bought BT because it come on every single every single time. You see it all the time. So think back to the beginning. So Jowa,
yeah.
All right. So who are you? We know you've been married before, so kind of give us the kids you have, all those different things.
So I'm born and raised in Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn.
Okay. I got here in 1998 from Brooklyn. I was struggling with my mom's.
Okay.
And I was like, I need a place to go. So at that time, I had a friend named Roderick Weston.
Mm-hmm.
He was living here, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna come through. I'm gonna come to Memphis and stay for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Just for a little bit. This was not the plan, right?
It went a little left on it.
It went a little left. So I met this young lady named Lisa Madison. I had a son.
Mm-hmm.
Xavier Horn.
Okay.
It's not spelled like
I was thinking
it's a XVIOUR. You know how black people.
I know. I was like, man,
it's different. It's different.
That's fine.
I had him. We didn't stay together.
Uh-huh.
I was 23.
Okay. So you were young.
I was young. I was nervous.
Okay.
I didn't even tell my mother or nobody in New York I was having a baby. Because when I first
you guys got pregnant first. Y'all were pregnant first.
Yeah.
With Xavier.
Yeah.
What led to you, or what did you see about her? You were like, man,
I'll be honest.
I want to marry her.
I didn't marry my son mother.
Oh, okay, got you. This is okay. I'm with you.
I didn't marry my son mother.
Okay.
She was my son mother was real cool. She was in the church, but I was just not ready.
Yeah.
I was too nervous. I was too scared. when she said, I still remember I was in the bathroom for some reason. She's like, I'm pregnant. I hang up the phone. I said, you can't be.
You a doctor? I'm like, my doctor out here. It's not possible.
I was nervous. So when my son was born, I saw him in the hospital. I was like, okay, time to be a dad. But so a year ago and a half ago, I became one of them statistics. I got on child support.
Got you.
Right.
So we dreaded.
Yeah. So I had to pay $400 on him. By this time, I met my daughter's mother.
Oh, okay. That's who you got married to. Okay.
A friend hooked us up. Okay. She was real nice. So I saw she was still pretty. She was pretty then. She had 2 kids though.
Okay, she had 2 kids coming into it already.
Okay,
so we have a lot of people that have blended families.
Blended family. Blended family.
Yep.
I met her. And then all of a sudden, you know, she got pregnant. She got pregnant. And I said,
that's what happened. You just walk and she's like, no,
it was like a year later. It was a year later. And she got pregnant. And then I was like, you know what? I can't be a double baby daddy. So I was in the church. I was like, oh, let's get married. And I believe she didn't want to get married.
Oh, okay. The lady didn't want to get married.
No, she didn't want to get married. But I was in the church, and I felt like the pressure was on.
Yeah, to go ahead.
There was other people getting married in front of me.
Yeah,
you know, and I was like, you know what? I gotta get married.
Yeah.
Right. Even though I didn't have a great job, you gotta think I didn't even go to college. I'm already on child support. She already got 2 kids, and at this time I'm 26, 27.
Make you an honest woman.
And now that load is on me, so I was real nervous. But I got married. I thought I was doing the right thing.
Got you.
I felt like I was.
Now, did you guys go through counseling?
No.
Did you guys go through
okay, so no premarital counseling before getting in. That's a good question. Then.
Not in 2003. No, who doing counseling in 2003?
Come on, Mike. You like me. What was it about it though? Besides the pregnancy?
She's real smart.
Okay.
I'm very attracted to smart women.
Okay.
Person that you can
librarians, you like, ooh.
Yeah, real pretty, long hair, and that's a smart woman. She could cook. To this day, she makes the best yams in America. You hear me?
Listen, everybody on this podcast know how much I love some yams.
Man, I love some yams. Hey, my ex-wife didn't cook the yams for Thanksgiving. Her sister did. I was like, I don't want that. Yeah, you could keep that. You heard me.
So they didn't know I love some yams. There right there. So okay, so all right, you guys got married. You were 26, 27.
Yeah.
She was how old?
At that time, she was young. She was 24.
Okay, you said young. 13. Okay.
Yeah, she had 3 kids. You know, no really father influence because he passed away when she was a little kid. So she had a lot going on. Mom's was there, but you know, mom's had her issues. All my family's in Brooklyn. So we're doing this by ourselves.
So y'all young.
You didn't have a village. You didn't have a village to really support you as well.
No.
Yeah.
No, 0.
How long you guys married for?
Huh?
How long you guys were married for?
They said 8 years. That's fun. That's a funny day right there. That was the funniest divorce. You sign a lot of papers when you get divorced too. You sign a whole book. They don't tell you. When you get married, you sign in one sheet. Oh. You get married.
It's a lot more.
When you get divorces, I was like, I was like, come on, get that. We don't like each other no more. Let's go. Let's go out of here.
I gotta
be somewhere.
I got a Super Bowl in a second. Growing up,
yeah.
What examples of marriage did you guys see? So there were no examples. So
my mother didn't keep a man.
Okay. So you shout out to Jowa's mom.
I love my mother. I speak to my mother every day, but she can't keep no man.
Okay, no. So no.
She got married. Come out.
Okay, she did.
I'm still best. My stepfather, Charlie. He's from Grenada. He's the reason.
I'm from Grenada.
Not Mississippi.
Okay.
He's from the island.
Oh, the island Grenada.
Yeah. So me and Charlie's best friends.
Okay.
I call him every time. He's my news guy.
Okay, it's your stepdad. Charlie's your stepdad.
Yeah, my mother. They got divorced in '88 because he went.
So you saw divorce then?
Yeah, I saw divorce, but I didn't know what was going on. I'm a kid. You know what I'm saying?
So you were young, but you saw them separate through divorce. Coming up. Your ex-wife now did she see marriage going up?
No.
Did she see?
No relationships, nothing.
Okay, that's what we had a hot conversation about how not seeing that may or may not impact what you have growing up. So
yeah, it
does. It truly does. You guys got married. You smiling.
Right.
Are things good for the first what? Things
no.
Good. Things never were good.
No.
Oh,
See,
that's
I was gonna say we had a honeymoon period.
I'll be honest. Let's be honest. Let's be real.
We
Before we got married, she didn't want to get married. She was like, look, I want to get married.
Why?
Because she felt like, I was immature, and I was, right? I just think she just didn't want the responsibility of marriage. So when she got married, she's like, oh, I gotta get married. This joker, right? This, because I work in 2 jobs. I'm still goofy, right? Now looking back, I was like, I see why she didn't want to do it, right? She didn't see no stability. Like, she didn't say, oh, this guy could get a great job, do this, you know? So, but here's where I'm mad at. I'm taking care of her kids.
Oh, that hurt. So, okay, let's.
Oh, so it was kind of like you were definitely stable enough to take care of the kids.
Yeah, I had no problems because you know what? Her children was beautiful, and they still are. They never
they came your children, right?
Right. They never disrespectful.
Yeah, they were
Sharon kept it 100 all the time. I love Sharon. I love Cordero. I'm gonna tell y'all something. As raising children, I had a breeze.
Yeah,
a breeze.
Yeah.
God has took care of me.
Yeah.
Breeze.
Yeah.
No drugs, no alcohol, no pregnancy, nobody going to jail, no crips, blood, none of that.
Yeah.
So it was a breeze.
Okay. So that was a good.
But she didn't respect that. She didn't respect
it. Okay. So I'm trying to see the trajectory, right? You guys get married. Right. You're 26, 27. She's about, around just what, 24, 25, whatever in that sense, right? And so did you guys, because a lot of people talk about the honeymoon phase, right? You just got married. It's some good stuff, right? So before we get into, the corrosion of what you signed, like you said, that one paper, that's amazing how you say it. It's one paper to sign to get married, but it's a whole roots book. Right. It's a Charles Hayden roots book that can't get to the place. Right. What were the good times like, real quick?
I felt the good times
had to be something. You got married for a reason. Besides the pregnancy.
I feel like the good times, we like being around each other. Like, we like going to the movies. We like watching shows together.
Okay, so y'all had similar.
I remember back in the day, Sex and the City was hot.
Yeah.
The game was hot. Yeah. We used to watch them show. We used to laugh with the kids. Sharon, Cadero, my daughter. I remember the day when Sharon went to Head Start. We celebrated like it was a Super Bowl. Yeah. She gone.
Y'all able to get through that?
I remember she called me about Sarah Walk because I was at work. We had some good times, but we didn't have a lot because I think we just had it too much. 4 kids,
still young,
unstable. She not haven't finished college yet. Me just working 2 jobs. We were just we didn't have a foundation.
Got you.
Right.
How much did finances play a role in that situation? Okay. Was it, because that's what I'm thinking of. I'm hearing you saying you weren't at a place that you felt comfortable. Right. She was in a place, you got 4 kids at that point. You're trying to get those things down.
Finance was a lot. Because she didn't really work because she had 3 other kids.
Okay, so she was trying to.
Right.
So you have it now take care of a lot more people.
And be on child support.
And then be on child support for your first. Makes sense of how now that conflict. What arguments did you guys have thinking back now about finances at that time?
She just felt like I could do better. And I want her to work, but I didn't see her side. It was all about she putting it on me. And now I'm looking back at it. Yeah. I get it. I get it. Then I start working at night. Bad move.
A lot of people working at what did you feel about your specific situation that you were like, okay, working at night is
working at night and working 2 jobs. That gives another human being to get close to your significant other.
Say more about that. So now you're working the night shift. She's not working at all. And you're working 2 jobs. Right. So now you're not getting a lot of sleep at that point.
No, not getting a lot of sleep. And she feels like she's doing everything.
Gotcha.
And guess what? You know what that make a person think?
Resentment wise.
I hate you.
And so now it's your fault.
It's my fault.
Yeah,
Amen.
doing that.
Right.
You're working 2 jobs though. So
right. She don't see it. Men on women don't see that.
It's that perspective wise of what's happening.
She's cooking, she's cleaning, right?
you're not there to do those things. It's been 4 days in a row she had to wash the dishes. You're like, Jowa need to be here washing these dishes, even though you are contributing.
So she didn't work at all. She didn't work at all. So you was the breadwinner.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So finances, that's one thing that we talk about too, have a big impact.
What about faith? What about faith? Well, how big do you think faith played into it?
We have no faith. What are you talking about? No, zero faith. What are you talking about? I'm just keeping it real.
Yeah, no, this is good.
Because when we got married, I had them 4 kids, I had to stop going to church.
Oh, so you guys, so there was nothing that you guys had, a foundation. So like, what would you say you guys' foundation was built on? It wasn't faith, what you're saying. Was it built on? I don't know. Did you like the way she looked?
Yeah, we liked each other.
Okay. So
you know what she liked about me? I looked like Genuine back in the day. I was real, you should have saw me back in the day, boy. For the weight and the children. I was, curly hair. I think she was fascinated by my looks. Right.
Okay. What would you say about her? What would you say about her?
She was beautiful, like long hair, real smart, slim. I was like, wow, she's beautiful.
I could get in.
But I'm gonna tell you what else. What kind of gave us frictions into our divorce?
Okay.
My daughter. This is gonna sound crazy. My daughter had her legs crossed throughout the whole pregnancy.
Hold on. Let me get.
So when she was in the belly, we didn't know what we was having.
She was like, "Y'all ain't finna buy no clothes." I've never heard that before. So she was like, "No, they taking pictures, they taking the X-ray,
nothing."
And she's like, "No, you not getting none of this."
For 9 months.
For 9 months. Yeah.
We found out. I found out I was having a girl 2 days before her having the baby.
Wow.
And I could have literally jumped out the window. I didn't want no girl. I love my daughter, but I didn't want no girl because I didn't know how to raise a girl. Like, what am I gonna do with a girl? Who gonna do her hair? And I was freaking out. I freaked out. I said, "Girl,
wow,
I have no girl."
And so that's another added. You got a girl. Also, still paying for child support for your son.
Yeah.
How's that relationship with the mother of your child and your wife at this
point?
That
was good. That was good.
Conflict. We see
no conflict.
Okay, so that was good. Did you do anything proactively? Now you think about like, you know what? I'm being honest. When I go see my son, I'm not going over there to tip and do none of that. Like, did you communicate all those things?
It's all about bringing them together. So I have my daughter, I have my stepkids, I have my son.
So you brought everybody together. Y'all had a conversation. What that conversation sound like?
I don't know, man. I just think, I'm gonna be honest. I think I was just a madman. I was like, yo, we're family. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna do trips. We're gonna do this. We're a family.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna disrespect your mother. Even though
regardless whether you're together or not, your mom
no
to your
disrespecting
mom,
mother.
love.
No, none of this. Like, even though her mother did what she did to me, I didn't never go back to that. Your mother's
and then trying to. So
I know
that's a message though, people. Even if you're not in a relationship with somebody,
don't disrespect the mother or the dad.
Don't put the kids in a situation that they feel now they have to take sides and something like that. That happens in divorce a lot of times though, too, which we're gonna kind of get into a place. John Gottman said there are 4 horsemen of divorce that are about 90+% predictors of divorce. I'm gonna run through these 4. I want you to tell me which of these 4, maybe more than one, maybe none, maybe all of them, that you feel like led to divorce. Now, okay. So first thing is criticism to where the person says something and you criticize the person and not the actual act. So let's say you drop a jar of pickles. Your wife says, you so dumb, you so clumsy, and it's not criticizing the act, it's really criticizing just you as a person. So I'm trying to slice into that.
That's true.
Okay. Next is tell you what, we can do one by one. So
I feel like when my ex-wife criticized me, it was just like my mother criticized me. It was the same tone, same energy. So if a black man or a white man goes through abusive mother, father, and then you're
hey, we were just discussing this last night.
We just said that.
It's a pound. It's like a double. Oh, man, I'm going through this again.
Now I got to deal with somebody I chose to be in a relationship with, and now I'm having to deal with that. And you're criticized. There are a lot of relationships right now. A lot of folks that listen and watch it right now, and that they are criticizing each other, not the actual thing, but them criticizing the person. Oh, you so stupid. Oh, you so I don't know why I even married somebody like you.
Right.
They get to a place to where, how did that make you feel as a man, you know, being criticized when you're working 2 jobs, going through different things? If you could go back to that emotion, what emotions came up for you?
I felt weak. I felt lost. I felt depressed. But I'm gonna tell you, so my sense of humor kept me through that. So I used to always like, oh, everything gonna be all right. But I did feel weak because you know you can't fix the problem because you don't understand what's going on. Or why this person? Now I look back, she didn't have no foundation. She didn't have nobody to say, hey.
Yeah, what you're doing is not cool. Going to help him in the situation.
And I said some certain stuff too, but you know, I was lost. Because I didn't have my dad or my mom's here. So I didn't have nobody to communicate with.
How did you respond to when she would criticize you as a person? Did you respond with...
Not good. I yelled back.
Okay, so you would respond back. Would you criticize her back in return? Would you walk away? Would you just say, hey, you got it? Whatever
no.
You would,
at that young Jowa.
You would be like, you hurt me. You hurt me, I'm gonna make you hurt. You're gonna hurt in the same thing.
Right.
Criticism also too is what they call like the gateway drug to these other 3. I won't say gateway drug, but like the segue into other things. It starts with that and leads to other things. Number 2 is contempt. Is when we communicate in this state, we are truly meaning we treat others with disrespect, mock them with sarcasm, ridicule, call them names, and mimic or use body language such as eye rolling or scuffing. The target of contempt is made to feel despised and worthless.
Right.
For example, it says, you tired from working 2 jobs?
Right.
Cry me a river. I've been with these kids all day, running around like a mad woman, keeping the house clean, all these things. You just a child. I don't have time to deal with another kid. Could you be any more pathetic at that point in time? That is what, like in terms of contempt, of like, you know, being able to kind of get to that place. Was that something you guys dealt with or no?
Yes.
Okay, so man. So 2 for 2 so far.
2 for 2.
2 for 2. 2 for 2. 2 for 2. 2 for 2. 2 for 2 on the side. Dan, you have anything?
Yeah, what it is.
You want to say anything?
No, I'm taking it all in. I'm just taking it all in.
You gotta take it in. It's taking it in. It's serious.
So yep. So contempt. We, like you said, this can be a common place of where now you lose empathy for what the person's going through. Like you mentioned, the 2 jobs. I can't see any of that. I can only see what I'm dealing with in this moment, and I want you to feel bad about not being able to handle any expectation that I had. So it sounds like she was wanting you to be more at home and do those things. You weren't able to do that, trying to work for the family. That's a lot of things too, where one person may be working for the family, the other person may not be. And maybe
I think it's also about showing empathy for both partners, right? Like I think it's just so important, right? Like having empathy for, you know, the breadwinner who have to work 2, 3 jobs. Some people have 4 jobs now, right? And then also having but even having empathy for the person who's also at home with the kids, and you know, because that's a full-time
job.
Yeah, it's a full-time job, right? So I think one thing is it's like always making sure you look at it from the other person's perspective, right? I love the thing if you could walk a mile in my shoes, like I think both partners, and that's one thing I was discussing with Jeff last night, when you work together as a team and you realize, hey, it's a team, right? We are in this together. So hey, I can empathize with Jeff, you know, zooming all day, then the kids coming home from school while I'm still at work and all of that stuff, and vice versa, you know, me getting up, you know, getting the kids off to school, all of that stuff. It's because it's a team, right? And I think once, you know, it's so important. I think, you know, one thing we was talking about, one thing is you really have to be selfish, right? And selfless, right? You have to be selfless. But I think a lot of times we put pride, we do all these things. Because I know for Jeff and I, we both was like, you know what? I think we just gonna throw in this towel. But you know,
let me get this one bedroom. Let me get me a Kardashian and move.
So y'all have problems?
So what now?
Y'all have problems?
This is whole pocket.
Listen, me looking from the outside in, right? I don't think I ever told you this.
No.
I used to be jealous of him. I was like, man, this happy Negro and this kid. I like, this can't be. Taking pictures, traveling. I'd be like, man, where in the world? Even I'm trying to tell you, there's other people who are looking at you, who are looking at y'all with contempt.
Yeah, contempt. Yeah.
Yeah. Because people are, it's like, why are they so happy? Why are they so successful? how they're doing it, right?
Yeah.
And I looked at, I was like, man, what in the world? So I'm shocked y'all have problems.
But I think one thing is like, most marriages have problems. And I tell people all the time, like social media only show you a glimpse, right? Social media shows you one small 10%, 5%, sometimes 1% of a person's life, right? So my thing, of course, most marriages have issues, they have problems, all of the stuff. But it's like, how do you work through it, right? Because my thing is, when I did sign up with Jeff, even though sometimes I do want to throw him away, but I did sign up for better or for worse, right? And then likewise for Jeff, I'm sure he want to throw me away because I know I have my ways, I know I have my flaws,
Right.
I know. You know what I'm saying?
So I want to ask you a question.
Absolutely.
What is your biggest pet peeve with Jeff? So my ex-wife, right? My ex-wife was me leaving the door open and my socks. You hear me? Or just leave it.
You saying what?
I would leave a door open.
Like
I would leave a cabinet, door outside, door in the car. Look, I got ADHD. You know what I'm saying? I lose things. She's like, why you can't remember anything? Why you can't? I can still hear her. The ghost is, how you gotta do? You're just a boy, just leaving your socks.
That's what,
Exactly. So what does Jeff do? What does Jeff, when you be like, you know what?
Yeah, well, it's so crazy. The thing that I love about Jeff is also one of the things that I don't like about Jeff, right? Like, Jeff is a talker, and sometimes I'm like, you talk too much. Like, for real, like, you talk too much. Like, and he's
I hear that.
And he can nag, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not about that nagging life. I'm really not. I'm not about that nagging life. So I think that's the thing. Also, I do not like people that. But it's also one of the things because I know Jeffrey wants to see the best version of myself, right?
Right.
So if I tell Jeff, hey, I want to lose 20 pounds, for example, I have this thing, I want to lose 20 pounds on my turn because I'm about to go see my doctor, right? And I have to lose 20 pounds, right? And so he was like, okay, what are we gonna do? So we came with a plan, but then he was like, now if I ask you to do this, right? And then if you come back and you start criticizing me, because if I see you with a cookie, and Jeff would be like, well, put that cookie down. But see, don't do this to me. Don't do that. Like, but then Jeff would be like, but that's what you wanted me to do, right? So it's kind of like, that's just one example, but it's like the things that I love about him is also some of the things that I don't like about him.
I can understand. You know what? I'm going to say something about social media and marriage. Mm-hmm. You got both parts. If you're going to get married, y'all both got to understand who is the active one.
Good point.
Because everybody can't handle that.
Yeah, it's a different.
Because
some people are more. They want to be.
Some
private,
people get jealous.
Private, they want to be private. Some people are more open, like in a sense.
Okay.
What
What's the third one?
Yeah. So number three is defensiveness.
Ooh, I'm very
defensive.
Yeah, that's me. I'm
so just like what Dana's saying, right? So she's trying to lose a certain amount of pounds in a certain amount of time. I'm the person that if you really want to not do something, you don't want me on team because I'm gonna be like, what you said, I'm gonna hold up to what you said you're going to do. So if Ja was saying, you know what, I don't want to drink. And so if I'm rocking with Ja in a sense, if I see him out at the comedy spot, like we doing comedy somewhere, I'm gonna be like, Ja, what you say you're gonna do. So if you can say, yes, that's true, or you can be defensive, like, well, you did something back, at that point.
I'm very defensive.
Like, what do you think
where that came from?
Yeah. Yep.
Just defensiveness or being sensitive comes from, and this is my point of view.
Yeah, no, it's what we're talking about.
It starts as a child. So if you're not good in school, or if you're not good in something, and people are always criticizing you, you're gonna start being defensive your whole life, right? So say you always been a C, D, or F student.
Then it's shaking their head, see amen corner over
right? And you always got people calling you stupid, dummy, MFer. Guess what gonna happen?
Wow, they went to the jugular.
Huh? Oh man, I'm from Brooklyn, baby. They empty out but
you MF in kindergarten.
I'm just saying, I got ADHD. So right now, as a grown man, I'm gonna become sensitive because people always my grandmother sometimes people say, but we have in the Black community that sucks sometimes with this. We don't lift each other up.
Yeah, we come out chicken. We gonna, especially in Memphis,
You know what I'm saying?
our culture is to, man, look at you, man.
You know, so
flame each other up.
So when my ex-wife used to say it to me, I tense up because
you became defensive. Yeah, you became defensive. Yeah,
because everybody's picking on you. Feel like everybody's picking on you. It's like doing this.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So,
but I think another thing too, Jowa, you bring up a good point. A lot of times though, for the most part, as your spouse, right, as my significant other, like, you know those trigger words. And like sometimes I feel like, why do you want to push me? Because I even tell Jeff, I be like, because I have daddy issues, and I put it out there. I put it out there on the podcast. I have daddy issues, right? So when Jeff comes to me and fuss at me or whatnot, I feel like he's nagging at me, and I'm like, you're not my father. I wanted a husband. I didn't want a father. So for me, it's just like it triggers something in me.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Like that triggers me. So so I think it's so important. And like, I think knowing your significant other, like if you say you love me, you say we're in this together, we are a team, you should not want to have those trigger words, because otherwise if I'm constantly have to fight you or feel like I have to defend myself in my marriage, when I have to defend myself against the world in my career with just being a Black woman or a Black man, like, I don't want that. I don't want to come. My home is supposed to be my sanctuary. It's supposed to be my peace. And I'm not saying that we're not going to have a disagreement, but you can handle a disagreement in a right way. Right. Yep. And I think sometimes we use those trigger words when we know our spouse, like, I'm going to intentionally do this because I want to hurt my spouse, because hurt people. And I think if you say you love me and you adore me and you care for me, you're going to love me like Christ. Christ don't do triggers. Christ does not push the button because, he's trying to get a point across. So
yep. One thing here, right? This is a quote that I was in the thing here of saying, Mama coming
out on Jeff. I've been waiting for my moment. I've been waiting for this moment to get
yes.
Jowa, I've been wanting to say this old talking, old preaching.
You're stupid. You're stupid, bro.
Hey, Jeff didn't say nothing. He was like,
no, I'm listening. You gotta listen. No, what I was thinking was, you can become defensive. Accountability can make me defensive. If you watch 600 Pound Life, something I always reference all the time, right? A lot of those folks get defensive when you telling them, it can sound like nagging, it can sound like something, it's like something I know I was supposed to be doing, and I'm not doing it. Now I gotta face the music of saying, you know what? I said I was supposed to do this, but I didn't do it. And I can either accept it and come in a humble way, or the most natural defense is, like you said before, if I'm coming from childhood, if I feel like I got to defend myself every day, come off the bus, then that is my natural way of defending those things. And like what you were saying, Dana, off the daddy situation is, like, fathers typically are the ones that like do the discipline in some, not every case, but they do the discipline. And if it hasn't been there present, something that could sometimes can sound like nagging can also be accountability if I'm perceiving it to be that way, if that's a trigger for me. So it's like, how do we learn to communicate to somebody who has triggers, and for that person to be self-aware, this person may not be coming for me, I just may be feeling some type of way. That's my immediate fight or flight defense of, I gotta fight this person. It's gonna go down. If I'm balling, like you said, when your wife would come to a situation, you ball your fists up, and that can be what we have. We're still trying to, on an upcoming podcast, so y'all make sure y'all go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We're gonna try to find a solution too. When it comes to somebody, how do you communicate something to a point that I don't want to drive and push you off, but I also have to say something so that I'm not holding on to something myself and kind of get to that place. That's something that we're still trying to work out to figure out a way. How do you do that in a relationship, in a marriage, especially when you love the person?
I got something.
You got, okay.
So
you gotta get there. Yeah.
I got something. Yep. So 2017, 2016 to 2018, I had a podcast called The Brunch. Right?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
We was doing good. Stuff happened. But my co-host, I didn't get along with her.
Why not? What was the reason about?
Because of me.
What about you?
Honesty, Jowa. I love your honesty. I love your honesty.
He's honest with us. Yeah. All right. What were you doing that led to this?
So she said, hey, we got to do show prep. We got to do this. We got to do that. I didn't hear it. I just wanted to hear it my way. I just want to go freestyle on a comedy. Right? So one day I went home, I prayed on it. I did.
You want to come in like, what we practice? We talking about practice?
What? Right. She's like, look, we gotta be organized. We gotta have a better podcast. We gotta do this. We gotta do that. So I went home.
You preaching out.
And I prayed on it. God, I said, God, is it her or is it me? And God said, it's you. Yourself. But he said that was it. Me and her never argued again. I rarely ever argue with a woman because I give up. I call up giving up the ghost. So say I meet a girl, she's like, oh, I want to go to the movies. I'm like, I used to be like, no, I don't feel like going no more. But now, hey, let's go to the movies. Let's see how it is. You know what I'm saying? It's just giving up. Men do not like to give up their masculinity. It's not, you're not giving up.
Wow. Look, my girlfriend over here saying, amen.
You're not finna take
it. If she asks you to go to Walmart, just go to Walmart.
But it's the
principle because she asked you late.
As a man,
she asked you late.
It's the principle.
But listen, guess what? When you throw out that trash or you do something for her and say, hey, babe, I want to go to the Buffalo Wild Wings, guess what she gonna say? Cool.
Jowa, you're a wise man. I think sometimes, like, I know Jeff don't like the thing, happy wife, happy life, but Jeff buys that.
That is the devil is busy. Let me get my shirt. Pass me a shirt. The devil is busy.
I think it's
happy wife, happy life. There's no husband in.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Please do. Happy wife, happy life. What's
men change? We get influenced by sports, friends. Men change. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. Y'all gonna get mad. 9 out of 10, a woman ain't gonna change. So I don't know why you fight her. This is her. This is her way.
So hold on. Let me take what you're saying. Hold on. Let me take what you're saying.
She ain't
changed.
changed.
What I'm hearing you saying is
she ain't changed.
Women have dug their heels into a line
from 12 or 13. That's them.
They saying
they ain't changing.
You're gonna have to go to the store for this, and this is gonna be the
that's
end
it.
of. And so
men
it doesn't
change.
seem to be a compromise. So you're saying men are willing to compromise.
Right.
Women are not in a sense.
No, it's because that's not who they are.
So they're they're uncompromisable.
It's not that. It's just how women. Look, I got me a daughter, right? That's her ways, right? I had to figure out, okay, that's what she's gonna be, whatever. Well, I'm arguing with this young lady.
Yeah.
Because I bet your wife have, like, women don't even like changing styles, hairstyle.
They sit at church. Woo, you ever be sitting at a woman sitting at church, it's going down.
Going down. Man would be what? Okay, you can sit here.
Exactly. You good. You get this seat.
Women don't change. Women, you don't know. Now, women might change their bodies and stuff like that. I'm just saying.
You preaching.
Yeah. That's why I appreciate you today. I appreciate you.
Hold on. This is why I want to do this. We're going to conclude this part and come right back with part 2. So if you have not, go ahead and subscribe. But you preaching some knowledge here. Dana trying to go back to the daddy issue, letting y'all know, women, your daddy one in your life, and it's affecting your life.
If your daddy was crazy in your life.
Oh, you gonna hit a 4th one? Maybe you deal with this 4th because a lot of people deal with this 4th. This is one of the most crucial ones, and get down to what happened with Jowa in the divorce piece. And for anybody who's doing, was there anything that she could have done or he could have done to keep that marriage going? All right, hit the subscribe button.
We're gonna do it.
Part 2. Dana, I got something to tell her too. Just a minute.